Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Doc of Detox live Q&A. You know what? This is your show. Usually I would say, hey, bring on the live questions, but we got 47 questions today. I'm going to try to keep it as lean as possible because I need to get through these questions because right now we have so many major projects going on for everybody, and I truly mean that. Right now, we're preparing also for the 6-day water fasting challenge. For those people who haven't seen it, we'll be playing something every day to try to teach you about water fasting. But up until next Thursday, if you decide to do the advanced water fasting, you can take a look at, we have a sale on for those people. So if you're interested, okay, the products that we use in the 6-day advanced water fasting, we'll always put those on sale just prior to the water fast because we really want to promote water fasting. It is one of the most powerful ways to unleash the power of autophagy, which is the body eating itself. And we're not talking about an autoimmune disease where you're attacking yourself. We're talking about where the intelligence of the body is eating tumors, eating scar tissue, getting rid of things that shouldn't be in your body. Wouldn't that be great? Like cellulite, some fat, eh? Wouldn't it be great? Well, understand something. Fasting is very powerful, and water fasting is even more powerful. But advanced water fasting is more powerful because a lot of people will do water fasts, and what will happen is we are so acidic and so toxic today from EMF, from blue light, from GMOs, from all the chemical poisoning and the stress of the elite wanting to take over the world and steal our bloody spirits, that right now people are so acidic that if you do a water fast, you already are acidic. And remember something, your blood pH is very sensitive. So when you start detoxifying and all those toxins go into the blood to be removed out of the body, what happens? Your blood has to be a specific pH. So if you're too acidic, you're pulling all this calcium. Well, we show you how to do a water fast to unleash stem cell therapy, how to unleash autophagy, how to repair DNA, RNA, how to repair mitochondria without pulling on the calcium and causing small fractures in your bones. Yeah, I'm right about this. And I'll be playing a video this afternoon, won't I, on that exact topic at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to watch it, take it a boo and then challenge me on what I've got to say. I don't mind being challenged. I really don't. Okay? Because something new comes up against your beliefs, you're going to go, don't believe it. Understand something. These days, I will tell you that if you don't have an open mind, you're going to bloody well lose your mind. So understand, an open mind or lose your mind. You decide, okay? So let's not be narrow. Let's get our heads out of our butts. I'm not talking to people on here, but there's a lot of people that their heads are so far up their butts, they can't see the light of day. And that's a big problem right now. So anyways, I went to Rona last night, which is a big hardware store, because with my partner to get some supplies. And I just said to her, you know what? I've got staff. From now on, they're going out there. It is very hard to see my brothers and sisters really, truly believing this. You know, like within the last 6 weeks, I've seen an increase of people wearing masks outside. I'd say that, you know what? I don't know. It depends, I guess, where I go. But when I went down to the water the other day, I think that 50% of the population is actually wearing masks outside. I mean, it is so easy to get a human being, a human doing, to eat anything, to think anything. Most people right now are everyone else being everywhere else, and they're not in the present moment. They're not themselves. They don't have their power, okay? All right? I'll tell you something right now. I talk to a lot of people and I see a lot of people and they're trying to talk to me and they're highly religious, and they've got a mask on and they're trying to talk to me. And the reality is this, but they're not believers. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in the power of the body anymore. We've lost that. We've lost our mind. And when you lose your mind and you've got really toxic beliefs, where the mind goes, the body follows. And I'm not trying to go on, but the reality is like I just said, I just told my partner, I said, you know what? I'm going to let other people go do the things that I don't want to do because I cannot stand seeing my fellow brothers and sisters, human beings, okay? All right? Getting ready for the slaughter. And that's my personal view. And if you don't like it, you'll just have to handle it somehow. But don't banter at me, because I'm allowed to believe that, because I believe in that which created us, that we are the creators of our life. And understand something. It just shows you how many people watch TV, how many people are watching the news. All right? Because you know what? Whatever you focus on, you become. Whatever you listen to the most, you become. You can get human doings, not human beings, to do, drink, eat, think, anything that's outrageous today. All right? Anyways, for all my false information okay, that will get me banned on Facebook, please go to Telegram and BitChute, everyone. Download Telegram. It's an app on your telephone. And if you go to t.me/the Doc of Detox, I'll be putting things up there that you're going to go, holy crap. Okay, if you want the news, there's my news. Okay, and I really do try to put up the most important things, not just anything. All right, and also I'm going to tell everybody this. The world is going to become smaller and smaller and smaller. Remember when the world became bigger and bigger and bigger? Well, they're going to try to make your world smaller and smaller and smaller, just like they've done to your mind. Okay? So I would tell everyone that if you want to still have anything to do with me or my group, that you should join our newsletter so that we have your email, because we need your email. So if they try to erase me completely, like they've done to my friends like Del Bigtree and a lot of my other friends like Ty Bollinger, if they try to erase me like they have done, like I say to my colleagues, you will still get our support. So if you go onto my website, there'll be a pop-up. So if you put your email in there, I'm not going to hound you. I'm not. Okay, I promise I'm not going to hound you. 80% of everything that I send you will be about empowering your family, and it's bloody well going to be free. And they're going to be the best trainings that you've ever gotten from anyone, because I'm putting my heart into it. You know, the money that we make, most of the money that we make from selling our products and doing our trainings is going into doing this for you. At the end of the day, if anybody tries to banter me or bully me, the reality is that they're just upset because their beliefs don't match mine, or they might feel like I'm stealing some financial income from them, which I'm not trying to do to anybody, because there's enough for everyone. There's enough of everything for everyone. But you will see that a large majority of the money that we make goes back into creating things that don't cost you anything. Like my library on Doc of Detox is the most powerful take action, self-care, self-love library, I believe, on the planet. And when I get done, it'll even be 4 times more powerful. And we're continually working on that. Okay? So all the links to all of your, all our treatments, trainings, and products will be in the description at the end of the show if you're interested. And if not, then just click off. Okay? Like I said, today at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, calcium ions, the great secret to water fasting. Okay. Wednesday, January the 20th, I'll be with Magna Havas, and we'll be talking about 5G, smartphone toxicity, and also PEMF and healing frequencies for the body, and why blue light can kill you. Okay. And did you know this? That children of the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all right, okay, are already becoming nearsighted. And we're not talking about a small percentage in China. We're talking that it is a epidemic with children. And guess what? They're saying that, okay, children will have cataracts by the time they're 15 and 16 and 17 from all the blue light poisoning from their phones and from computers in China. Well, it's going to happen here too. Okay, take a look at your kids. They're so glued to it. And understand that blue light poisoning, the reason why the children already are nearsighted, okay, is because their brain is causing it. The brain will actually do that and cause like macular degeneration. But the main thing that it causes is cataracts, and it causes cataracts to try to stop the blue light from coming in through the eyes, because your eyes don't see, your brain sees. And guess what? You're burning your brain up. So instead of burning your brain up, it says, hey, instead of burning your brain up and getting dementia or Alzheimer's or having a seizure or totally destroying your brain by putting it on fire, we're going to give you a cataract to slow down the blue light, because you haven't got the common sense, okay, to understand that you're getting blue light poisoned. And isn't it kind of funny how it's blue light on our TVs, blue light on our phones, blue light on our computers, and they could have created a lighting system in all of these devices that would have actually put frequencies into us and healed us. So don't you dare tell me that human beings, because they're not human beings, run this planet. So let's get that off the table right away, and know that you better start learning how to protect yourself. I don't have them right here right now, but can you ask somebody to bring up my Teslas? I'm going to show you they're the only glasses in the world that actually take blue light and make it into healing light to heal your brain and to actually heal your eyes. They're not blue blockers. Blue blockers just block. And I'm not doing this as a pitch. I'm trying to tell you that you're going to see that there's going to be more eye problems, more brain problems, more neurological problems from blue light poisoning, from the lights in your house, into the mall, into the dentist's office, to the phone, to the computer, okay, to your TV. How are we doing yet? Okay? All right. So anyways, I'll have Magda have us here, and she will be here Wednesday, January the 20th, and then on Thursday, January the 21st, okay, we will be doing a live Q&A with her, okay? So you won't want to miss that. She is one of the top people in 5G EMF toxicity around the world. Friday, January 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll have 5G crystal energy protection with Peter Webb. Anybody wants to understand how you can protect yourself with crystal energy and radionics, we're going to be talking about that. But we're not going to be talking about it just with humans. We're going to talk about it with your garden, with animals, in hospitals, in schools, how you can even clean up your water supply through radionics. It's an amazing science, and it's a real science. Okay? Now, so the water fast is going to be kicking off on the January what is it again? 28th, right? January the 28th, the water fast kicks off. It's a 6-day event. So I'll be on every day except the weekend to answer all your questions. So if you don't want to participate, at least just come on and join me. Oh, all right. And the next water fast, advanced water fast, will be March the 10th. I'll be doing like a 2-hour, 2-week preparation for people. Because what if you were to actually prepare for 2 weeks and eat a perfect day diet, detoxify, and start doing proper exercises and prepare your body for a 6-day advanced water fast, and then you were to unleash the greatest healing power of stem cell therapy and autophagy? Well, that's what we're going to do. So every 2 months, approximately, I'll be doing an advanced water fast until we have the whole world doing it. And then when the world really starts doing these things and finds out that the body is the greatest healer, not Dr. Wolfe. Dr. Wolfe is not the greatest healer. He is not your healer. Dr. Wolfe has information to give to you so that you can unleash the practitioner from within. Okay? All right? And these are the Tesla glasses. Okay? And these Tesla glasses, I could have any 5G that hits my eyes, 4G or blue light, it's not neutralized. It gets turned into healing frequencies. And these lenses are called fluorine, okay? They were actually created by who? You might know him, Nikola Tesla, okay? All right? So anyways, I will take them off. I may put them on again if my eyes start to bother me, because I like people to be able to see my eyes. You know what it is. It's like the cop on TV. I'm not trying to be that, all right? So anyway, so the next water fast, the preparation video, where we prepare for 2 weeks before the fast, is March 10th, if you want to write that down. And then March the 24th will be the kickoff, and it's a 6-day advanced water fast. Now, just so everybody knows, we're still flying all over the world doing personal treatment and trainings where we go to people's homes and teach them how to work on each other and do our body work called Wolfe Non-Surgical, and how we teach them about how the mind, okay, creates everything. And we teach them how to create the perfect day on an emotional, and physical and nutritional level. So if you're interested, please go to my library and take a look at the personal treatment and training guide, or give me a call. I'm extension 5. I take care of everybody who wants to do personal treatment and trainings, and we'll come there, or you can come and stay in our beautiful Lakeview condo, okay? And also, if you're interested in coming to any of my certification courses for Wolfe Non-Surgical or for Whole Life Coach certification, all right? And remember something, everyone, until next Thursday, the 28th, you can get a consult from us instead of $150, $100. And guess what? That $100, what does it buy you? A 1-hour consult. We'll send you the audio. Any case history that gets done, I get up around 5:30. I go over that with my practitioners in the morning, and I review the history with them. Then they come, they do the consult, and then you have my extension, which is number 5, and you have their extension. And guess what? We give you lifetime support. How's that? And it's $100 until Thursday the 28th, because we're every time we before we run a advanced water fasting, we're trying to get people to start to believe in themselves, that you need to become your own practitioner. So understand something. Oh, trust me. Oh yeah. Do you want to feel better, or do you want to heal better? That's the decision you need to make, okay? Upcoming courses, guess what? The next upcoming course that we have is in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I'm going to be putting up a video. This is going to blow your mind. On this property are 10 cenotes, waterfalls, rivers that go actually in through caves that you can go into. It's in a 6,000 square foot beautiful building that's built right in the jungle, and it's built like the jungle. There's all kinds of greenery and everything. We'll be having bonfires at night where we'll have get-togethers. We're going to be having lunch served there as well. You're going to be picked up from your hotel, your Airbnb, or you can go glamping, which is upscale camping, and you can stay right on the site and where food will be supplied. So let me tell you something. This is going to be the greatest training and greatest adventure, and we're taking 30 people. So we already have 6 people signed up. We only released it about 5 days ago. So if you're interested, give me a call. My number is 855-900-4544, extension 5, because I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you and tell you what we're going to be doing and what you're going to get out of this. Because I want you to come from the horse's mouth, that I make a promise that this is the greatest adventure that you'll ever have, and it's going to change your life for the rest of your life. And I want to be the one who personally guarantees that, because I'm the one that's going to be training along with 5 of my other trainers that are going to be there. Okay. All right. We're not holding back on anything. All right. So Kelowna, Saturday, June 5th, will be the next 21-day certification course of the Whole Life Coach and the Wolfe Non-Surgical. Same thing we're doing in Playa del Carmen. Okay. First question. Here we go. Rami, Dr. Wolfe, what do you recommend for a 16-year-old girl with loss of appetite? Well, first of all, she's made herself sick to her stomach, Mom. Next thing is that you got to take a look at her diet. There's 2 things that are going to give you loss of appetite. Now, actually, there's more than 2 things, but let's talk about the main ones. First one is, you make me sick to my stomach. I make myself sick to my stomach. Okay? Because guess what? When you swallow emotions that can't be processed, they're buried. Where do they get buried? Well, where would be a good place to bury things that we can't deal with, that nobody else could find? Let me think. How about in our SH poop? Okay? In our poop. All right? So we will hide things in our poop. All right? When you say that I am sick to my stomach, okay? I feel sick to my stomach. It's not your stomach. It's usually your large intestine. So emotionally, she can't digest things. And understand something, a 16-year-old girl, come on. Do you know this? That the average right now is that teenagers are committing suicide 300% more to 1,000% more in the worst areas in North America right now. So let me tell you this. I'm a 16-year-old girl. I can't go play with my friends. Okay, I can't go to parties. I can't go to dances. I can't go to the theater. Thanks, adulterated adults, for not holding your ground. And understand something. if we were to all just stop wearing masks, oh, but we won't do that. If 100 of us or 200 of us went into Costco, what are they going to do? They're going to throw us all in jail? If everybody stopped wearing masks, which is not going to happen, so please, I'm just making this up, so take a chill pill. But if we all stop wearing masks, if we all stop doing the 6-foot rule, if we all kept our businesses open, what, they're gonna lock down the whole of the world? No. Do you know what would happen? This thing would be over like this in a New York second, because you just took your power back. You just took your spirit back. But this little girl is going to have to deal with adulterated, okay, fearful adults. That's what they are when you're adulterated. Okay, she's going to have to deal with that because the majority are. There's only 1 out of 10,000 people that are actually bravehearts on this planet. And that's why I said I'm not going shopping anymore. I'm going to go where I'm going to go, and I know where people are bravehearts. And guess what? I'm entitled to that. All right? All right? I don't go to a biker bar, okay, and drink beer and do drugs. And I'm not saying that all biker bars do that. But I don't do that, just like I'm not going to go to Rona hardware store and put on a mask and conform. I'm not conforming to the norm because it's not norm. Thank you very much. So the reality is there's so many things why you wouldn't want to be a teenager, okay? And that's why teenagers are committing suicide, because they don't want to live in the world that adults have created, and that when your parents aren't standing up and they're not Braveheart heroes, then guess what? Well, don't we look up to our parents? Don't we look up to our parents for guidance? And if our parents are crapping their drawers and even wearing masks in the house or in their car, like everybody's doing now, not everybody, but so many people. If you want to help your daughter, keep the news off. If you want to help your daughter, then only bring in food that is healing. If you want to help your daughter, then get the alcohol out of the house and don't be drinking alcohol yourself. Don't be smoking cigarettes. Show your daughter and start telling your daughter the world is going to go through hell, but it's going to get back to heaven, and it's going to be heaven on earth, not hell on earth. But we're going to have to go through this because, honey, this is what happens when adults don't stand their ground and don't take their power. Then you have a government that says they're there to help you, but they're not, because, honey, there's a government within a government that just wants to steal the spirit of people. But under people will rise, honey, when people start dying in their families like they are right now, and when people start getting the vaccine and they start shaking all over the place, okay? Because understand this, when I was 20 years old, 25 years old, only 1 out of 10,000 people were autistic, born autistic. And sweetheart, today, 1 out of 34 people are autistic today. And guess what? It's going to be 1 out of 3 by 2030 if we keep this up. Because, honey, I don't know what it is, but there's a species that's not human that actually has run the planet forever. And humans could take it back, but we're gutless and we're easy to be programmed. How's that answer? So, you know, people probably won't like this answer. But the reality is that, I don't know. I hope that I'm a Braveheart hero for my children right now. I hope I'm a Braveheart hero for all you young children out there. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. If I go to a party and I see teenagers, I go and I be with them. I don't want to be with adults. Adults are adulterated. You know, 1 drink, they're okay. 2nd drink, they start to rev up. 3rd drink, they think they know everything. The reality is that, you know what, we don't know much if we don't know ourselves. And if we don't know our creator and that we were created to create, then we're in big trouble already. So your daughter will, the only other reason, so it takes more than just being constipated. But the reality is guess what? When you're constipated, do you feel like eating? Come on. We got to remember something. Your rectum is the back door. Your mouth is the front door. And don't tell me your body's stupid. The reality is if you're not having 2 to 3 good bowel movements a day, which most girls aren't because she's all tied up in knots in her core. And understand something. When you're stressed out and you're a teenager, you're eating sugar and flour, processed foods. You're not drinking enough water, okay? So you're not drinking enough water. So the problem is she is constipated. And the problem is that parents, you know, they don't even know what pooping 101 is, for God's sakes. You know, like I'll tell you right now, if we were to teach all our children that they need to have 3 good bowel movements a day, 2 for sure. It's got to come out nice and easy. Oh, I feel like I got to go to the bathroom. Then you walk over to the toilet. It comes out that easy. It wipes that easy. You don't need a whole roll of toilet paper. All right? You don't have to grunt. You don't have to strain. I mean, do parents talk to their kids like this? No. So your bowel movements are a computer printout. Do we teach our kids that? Do we teach our kids that everything you eat, everything you drink leaves the body? Everything. That all your supplementation leaves the body too? The only thing that stays in the body is the vibration of the product. So do we teach them that a donut has no vibration and that an apple has more? Do we teach them that meat, dead animals, has 0? Do we teach them that antibiotics are below 0? That's why it turns on the fungus in us and destroys our bacteria. Do we teach them that? No. So when people say to me, Dr. Wolfe, I'm calling you up and I have a couple questions. You know, do you know why we charge $150 for lifetime support? Because we don't need to give people lifetime support, for one thing. Because once you know how to run that beautiful body of yours, you are the master. So the reality is what people want to do is they think that looking after your body is like it's a medical thing. I'll call the doctor, he'll have an answer, it'll be you need surgery, you need to come in for a test, or you need drugs, right? Right or wrong? Please help me if I'm wrong. Now, I'm not putting that stuff down. I'm trying to tell you the only way that you're going to have a healthy life is to create a perfect day. A perfect day on an emotional, physical, and nutritional level. Are you doing that, Rami? Are you doing that for your 16-year-old? Does she know how to have a perfect day? Does she know how to do the lion heart breathing? Does she know that if she walks around with a slight smile on her face, she won't want to... Because you can't have a negative emotion with a slight smile and connect it to the lion heart breathing. Shoulders back, chin up, and focused on only what you want in your life. So what does she want in her life? And Rami, do you talk to her? And do you say, honey, what was your high today? What was your low today? Well, she doesn't want to talk to you. She's 16, right? Then I'd say to her, well, here was my high and here was my low. And can I tell you something, sweetheart? When I was 16, I'll tell you what I was going through when I was your age. Tell me, is it similar? Maybe it isn't. Okay, but I can remember that when I was 16, I was screwed up. Okay, I didn't know if I was a woman, if I was a little girl. I didn't know if I was pretty. I didn't know if I wasn't pretty. I didn't know if I would ever get the love I wanted. And now, mommy, and then she's going to go, yes, Mom, I feel the same way. But now with the COVID thing, I don't know. And don't tell me that she doesn't think about wanting to meet a boy that will love her and cherish her. And now that all of the social gatherings are over and we're not allowed to have fun because we're just robots anymore. So, yeah, I hope I helped you out. But the reality is, the best thing you're going to do is to get a consult for her, maybe one for yourself, and then call up and do one together, you and your daughter, okay? So you just spent $200, whoop-de-doo. If you don't think that I followed through for you and that, then you just call up and all you have to do is call anybody and say, look, I had a consult, wasn't worth it, give me my money back. Because then that's my gift to you. Because there's no way in the world that your daughter would feel like this if you were empowered, Rami, because I know it. Because I am the king of my jungle, which is my office and my home. And guess what? Everybody wipes their mind off at the door, and everybody helps to uplift each other. And we only focus on what we want in my house. Okay? Karen, what are your thoughts on eye lift surgery? Let me tell you. That's very hard to get your eyes to come up. I have no problem with that. If you want to give me a call, though, there's things you could be doing. Like if you have that, you want to use our Silver Bullet Gel. It's 20 times stronger than the liquid for making sure that it heals nice and there's no infection. You also want to use things like moringa oil, but you know what's even better? Okay, I've got the strongest. Okay, you won't find it on my website. Okay, you have to call in for it. But right now, because we're redoing that part of the website, but I have what's called Amazing Magenta C60 coconut oil. And it is the greatest healer for the skin. And I don't care if you're talking about a tumor, if you're talking about pimples, if you're talking about age spots, if you're talking about eczema, psoriasis, and understand something. With all these skin conditions, now I'm off track, I know, but with every skin condition can be reversed. And you got to look at the large intestine because the skin is the mirror of the large intestine. So if your skin is sagging or discolored or you're growing things on it, you better look at your large intestine, get that cleaned out, and take a look at Daily Cleansing Tea, Tummy Love Black Gold, and also take a look at the Ultimate Coffee Enema and purify that filter called your liver. And then do things like clapping, do things like silver bullet gel on your skin, do things like the C60, the fulvic eye drops. They're amazing. So these 4 things, if you go in there and even maybe mix a little bit of a super strength oregano with the silver bullet gel and with the fulvic and with the C60 and make a pack. And it all depends whether you're talking about something where the skin is opened up and it's a tumor, or whether there's lesions, or whether it's eczema, or whether it's psoriasis. Okay, but let me tell you something. When you take massive action in your life on an emotional or on a physical level, guess what? You get your life back. If you think that you're going to get your life back because of a treatment or because you're going for your checkups, good luck. All you're doing is going for a treatment. You're only good till the next treatment. If you go for your checkups, it's like, okay, I guess I'm good. Oh God, I worried so much, but I'm okay. Okay, now I just got to wait until next year or next month. I'm not telling you not to do checkups, but the reality is there can only be one driver and one true practitioner for your body, and it's got to be you. Obi, is it possible to not take any pharmaceutical contraception and prevent pregnancy? No. What you got to do is you got to have a really good guy that doesn't mind wearing a condom or that is going to pull out, but that's even risky. Okay, all right? I mean, I tried that trick and it didn't work, but it did work because I've got my children, but I tried the old pull out trick. Good luck with that. I mean, who's going to pull out when they're like, hey, I mean, that's hard to do. No, there's no way around it. I don't know. I think that might be God's little trick. I really don't know. You got to wear a condom. That's probably the best way to do it. And the other thing is too, as a lot of times the man is in charge. Well, understand, if anybody's going to get snipped, okay, it's got to be the man, not the woman, because you do that and you're going to have lots of troubles in your pelvis, where men, it's not so dangerous to get it done. But after you get it done, you'll want to go down in that area and do some clapping to get rid of the scar tissue from the surgery. All right? So I'm just saying, not that anybody wants to get that done. I'm already breastfeeding my 8-month-old and I still haven't had my cycle back. Can mind power be enough to not have to take anything? Well, the cycle will come back when the cycle comes back. So the cycle won't necessarily come back, especially when you're stressed out. Just like when a man stresses out, he can't get hard. Okay, if he's stressed out a lot to the point that he's really acidic, then he will even become impotent. And then especially with a woman, it'll be the same way. Your cycle won't come back. It takes energy to bring that back. So I would tell you to take a look at doing things like pelvic activation squats. Get yourself a pelvic expander. I would start doing clapping, okay, on the pelvis area. Okay, you can also do other things. If you want to give me a call, my extension is 85, and I will call you back if I'm busy. But the reality is what's your diet like? And it's all about energy. Everything's about energy. Remember something. Energy is the trade-off, okay? It's just like people want to get well, but people that are sick have no energy. So how are you going to do that? Well, that's what we specialize in, is creating enough energy in sick people that they actually get well. So there's things that you could do to energize if you want your cycle to come back, okay? All right? Now, the mind, of course, the mind always comes first. So it's where your mind is. But then how relaxed are you? Are you stressing out a lot? Because stress is going to do it. The energy is going to go somewhere. It's going to go into bringing your cycle back, okay? Or if you're psycho, then you're going to lose the energy and it's not going to come back. There's a lot of girls, trust me, a lot of girls that don't have a proper cycle because they've gone psycho. And I mean psycho because stress is the main problem. Because stress is what really messes up the chemical and hormonal processes in the human body. So if you don't become the master of your mind, and if you're not the dictator of your thoughts, programs, and beliefs, then energy is wasted. And when you don't have the proper thoughts, programs, and beliefs, you're triggering hack, which is histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol instead of the dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, and I can prove that. If you were to get a consult, I promise you we'll have your cycle back in just 2 or 3 weeks. It'll come back. We just got to go through and take a look at your symptoms. And remember something, everyone. In my business, there's no diseases. There's just symptoms. And in my business of health, there is only blocks. There is emotional blocks and physical blocks. And you must have an emotional block before you have a physical block, whether it's a pimple or a tumor, whether it's arthritis, whether it's diabetes, whether it's heart disease, cancer. It doesn't matter. You have an emotional block, then a physical block. The emotional creates the physical. The invisible creates the visible. Deborah, how to get rid of eye floaters? Yeah. Okay. So I don't have any products up here. Oh, I do have this because I use it. To get rid of eye floaters, you use silver bullet spray. You'll see it on my website. Okay. And you can also use Bright Eyes Fulvic. We have the only Fulvic in the world that you can put in your eyes. You use these two things and goodbye floaters. I'm serious. Order them. They're not expensive. I mean, yeah, they're going to be gone, right? So order those two things. And everybody needs to use this today. Why? Blue light poisoning. Okay. So we know that you are going to have eye damage. I'm not going to because I take coconut oil, Amazing Magenta C60 4 times a day. Olive oil, our olive oil C60 twice a day. I do Merigen Ionic Calcium twice a day. These are what I do. I do my curcumin cayenne. I do my daily cleansing tea. And here I've got Tummy Love in my drinking water. All right. And here's my ATP, which is Life Crystals. So see, and I only do 1 meal a day. And you know what? You're never going to ever say that I am a liar or I'm fraud because I live it. Because if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have the energy to stand in my power. And I wouldn't have the belief that there is no sickness that can touch me. Now, can I get a cold and a flu? Absolutely. All right? Absolutely, I can get a cold and a flu. And if anybody's worried about coming to Mexico, guess what? You don't have to do a PCR test. You do a LAMP test. And so I'm going to Mexico next week. So before I come back, because it's the law now, that I have to prove that I don't have COVID, which is cold flu, because, you know, they've never isolated the COVID virus. Why don't you find that for me, please? Okay, find it. They've never done it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go for a little pinprick blood test, and that's what everybody will be doing when they come to our courses in Mexico. And you just got to do it 3 days before you fly back to Canada. I don't know what the rules are going to be like in the United States, but you know what? Depending on what psycho is running the government in that area, whether it be a city or a province or a state or a country, will depend on the games they play. Okay? But I'm okay. I'll just go in and I'll get a little pinprick. It doesn't cost much down there. And I'll get an antibody test and then I'll just hand it to them. And, you know, the reality is I'm going to keep on living my life to as close as what is a God-given empowered life should look like. All right? Brandy, hello. Can the Forever Flora capsules be open to take? Absolutely. I would like to give them to my 4-year-old son suffering from candida. That's great, but you should get him on daily cleansing tea, and he should be doing it twice a day. And if your son weighed, let's say 50 pounds, 4 years old, let me see, 30 pounds to 40 pounds, let's say he weighs 40 pounds. Okay, let's say he weighs 40 pounds. I don't know. So if he weighed 40 pounds, the average adult's 160, so that's 1/4 of the weight. So instead of 8 ounces of tea twice a day, give them 2 ounces of tea, okay? And you can put it in juice if you want, or you can take it straight. It tastes like iced tea. You could put even honey in it, okay? Or put a little cinnamon, do whatever you want to it. It won't harm it. Get them to do that twice a day. That's more important than the flora, okay? To get the candida going, all right? So try the tea, and also see if you can give them a little bit of tummy love. If an adult was going to take 1 teaspoon and 16 ounces of water, then do the same. That would be 1/4 of a teaspoon in every 16 ounces of water that your son would take. Then see the difference. And try to get away from flour products, sugar products, and dairy completely. Okay? See if you can do really beautiful berry drink shakes for him, and nice leafy salads at 4 years old that really taste good. It's all about the taste, Mom. It's all about the taste. Maybe something with a little bit of honey in the dressing. You know what I mean? Okay? All right? Okay. So you can get more bees with honey, right? Okay. Catherine, I damaged my knee from falling skating when younger. Now my knee and area is swollen and a lump on the top. Pain and swelling comes and goes. What would you suggest? Well, here's the deal. Okay. Everybody, this is an amazing show. Sean and Drake put it together. They're my videographers. If you go to my library, go to docofdetox.com, click on library, and then go in and the A to Z wellness guide, and take a look at the 2-hour video. It really is an amazing video. They put so much time and effort into this for you to make it like, wow, this is really fun to watch. Okay, little videos in it, me talking, as long as you can handle me talking. So go and watch that, and I promise you, you're going to go, wow, didn't he just put it together? Then what you'll do is I've got 28 smaller videos from every damage that you could have in every part of the body and what we would do for it. So go take a look at the knee. Now, what should you do with the knee? Well, one thing, you're gonna buy yourself a clapper, okay, off our website. Okay, go to if you want to know about where to get that, you go to store.docofdetox.com and get yourself a clapper, and then go into my library and take a look at Clapping for Health, Clapping for Life Guide. Go in there and watch the video, and then this is you can use anywhere on the body. And understand, if you start clapping and you bruise anywhere, that's because the tissue's rotten. Okay, I can clap for an hour in one spot and not bruise. And if I clap anywhere for even 5 minutes and there's contamination of blood or contaminated tissue, it's going to bruise. You do not bruise yourself. You bring the bruise to the surface because you're eliminating the block. Okay, so the reason why we have pain, the reason why we have suffering in our body, the reason why we have inflammation, the reason why we have swelling is a block. So if I had a dam and that was keeping the water back, it would what? Flow over the sides? Well, what do you think the swelling is around a joint or a muscle? There's a block in there. That's why the swelling can't move. You've got all this extra fluid and it can't move. You got to get rid of the block. Now, if you live near someone that I've taught in Wolfe Non-Surgical, how about this? 1 treatment and you'll be on your way. I mean it. Now, understand something. Everything is a scar tissue or crystallization or a calcium block. And understand this. Grandpa, you're as stiff as a board. Oh, I feel fine. That's right. He's numbed right out. He's so full of scar tissue and he's so calcified from all the calcium that's left his bones. Understand something. We think, for one thing, if you think that you should ever compare yourself to the person, to the majority of the population that's your age, you've lost it. Okay? All right? Do I act like I'm almost 65? Do I look like I'm almost 65? Well, maybe. Maybe you think so. But the reality is I don't feel it, okay? And the reality is I don't show it. I enjoy my life. When I'm 85, when I'm 90, I'll be enjoying my life, no matter what the rest of the world is doing, because I mind my own business. Because I mind my own business, which is my health wealth, which is staying in the present moment. And the reality is I know that every place in my body, whether it's my ankle, whether it's my toe, whether it's my knee, whether it's my hip, whether it's my spine, I can turn it around. I will never need surgery. If I got in a car accident or if I got into a sports accident and I broke something, but I'm never going to break a bone because I take ionic calcium. It's the only calcium in the world. I have the bone structure of a 30, 40-year-old that's totally healthy. And that's the way it's always going to be. There's nutritional science out there that people just don't do. And I make sure we do it all. People who really want to be healed, when you go around telling people that you're going to give them a money-back guarantee, that on the first treatment you are going to do more than they've ever done with all the other treatments put together, you better put your money where your mouth is. So understand something. You find a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist to work on that knee. You can get a clapper. You can also should get what's called DMSO gel and DMSO rose cream. You can see it on my website. And then get Muscle Restore, okay, because we want to restore. It's a combination of essential oils, okay? And these are the things that you would need. And then go and do your homework. Go do your research where I just told you to go and take a look at. And then if you really want to know what's really going on out there, go watch the video, How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two, in my library. And then go around to the other guides and videos in the library and then bring it on. Bring in the power of self-healing. But the only way you can have the power of self-healing is the power of self-care. And the only way you're going to have the power of self-care is to love yourself enough to do some homework and say, yes, I do matter. Understand something. Go to a surgeon, he's going to do surgery. Go to a doctor, he'll refer you to a surgeon, or he'll give you anti-inflammatories or anti-pain meds because that's their job. So don't complain when you go to a doctor and say that's all they do, when that's all they do. You know, if you come to me, you're not coming to me for surgery, okay? And I'll tell you something right now. I'll give you a money-back guarantee no matter what the condition is. And it's only like maybe 1 out of 100 that I'll go, no, you need surgery. And I'm not making the judgment for anyone. I don't want you to cancel your surgery. But if you were to come to us and if we can't prove to you that your body can heal from that, then I'll refund your money on all our treatments that we do on you. All the treatments. Why is that? Well, because you're amazing and you just don't know it yet. But the reality is I tell everyone, don't come for treatment. Why don't you come for training? Why don't you learn how to do the Wolfe Non-Surgical so that you can be the hero for your family and for yourself? Or come and take my certification in Mexico or here or next June. Aline, what to do for positional vertigo. Okay, the definition of this, everyone, the sudden sensation that you're spinning or that the inside of your head is spinning, which is usually triggers by specific changes in your head position. Well, first of all, we know that there's a scar tissue issue, usually in the neck, okay? In the neck area, the spinal column. Or we know that the occiput is totally jammed up. The atlas and the axis don't have movement anymore where they're supposed to move, okay? We also would maybe, you may not believe this as well, but it's also due to dehydration, severe, because people think they drink water and they don't drink the right water. They drink out of a plastic bottle, which is xenoestrogens, which just screws you right up. Get away from plastics every which way you can. Make it glass, make it stainless steel. Don't store your food in plastic. Don't buy things in plastic bags. It's all about that. Let me tell you something. There's a government within a government trying to poison us. They always have. Oh, we can't get the chemicals out of the water. Can't get the chemicals out of the sky, but we can put them there, okay? We can only lie to you. Yeah, okay, whatever. So the reality is you got to understand something, everyone. Do you love yourself? You better love yourself enough to learn this so that you can teach your family how to love themselves so that they can learn this. So, the other thing is it could be trace mineral deficiency. Take a look at everybody. I have a product called Sinonian Minerals. There is not a more powerful one a day on the planet. There's 150 different nutrients in here, antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, everything to give you that base. And it's not expensive. Go take a look at Sinonian Minerals. And but I would want to know your weight, okay, your age, your height. I'd want to know how much inflammatory food you're eating, how much water you're not drinking, what kind of water it is, okay? And what are your addictions? And are you terrorizing the living crap out of yourself like most people are right now? Oh my God, I'm so worried about this, and this. I mean, if you're the type of person, you could cause this vertical problem just by stressing out all the time. Because remember something, where the mind goes, the body follows, and the brain is just a chemist. That's all it is. And it's an editor. Why is it an editor, Darrell? Well, because 90% of your brain is your subconscious, and it just stores beliefs. And if your beliefs are based on toxic thoughts and programs, then you're always dumping what we would call adrenaline and cortisol into your body, which makes you acidic, which eats up your trace minerals and all your other nutrients and your oxygen. So yeah, your head would be spinning and you would be causing inflammation, which would lead to scar tissue problems, and it would happen in the neck area. Okay, and what about the blood supply? Did you ever get into a car accident? Did you have a whiplash? There's lots of questions here, but we nail these in our consultations. And again, call it a pitch, but guess what? After I pay my consultants, okay, there's very little money left in the consultation, because we need to teach the world that everyone needs to know how to become the driver of their own body. So again, I'm going to keep coming back to the consult. Brenda, what do I do with a slight blockage in my carotid artery? Well, believe it or not, if it was me, not you, because you would be scared, maybe check with your doctor. Okay, always check with your doctor about everything. I hope you've got a good doctor. Okay, but what I would be doing is looking at the perfect day diet, because why did you get the blockage in your carotid artery? Oh, because it's going to be cholesterol and calcium. Take a look, ask them. Say, what is it? Well, I think it's a buildup of cholesterol. And why is that? Well, because the body makes cholesterol anyways, because it's a hormone and it's a product that we need, so you better love it. But the reality is when you're really acidic, you're pulling minerals out of your arteries and calcium out of the walls of the arteries. So what happens is the cholesterol is like candle wax, and it's scooping up the cracks in here. So wherever there's the most damage, you're going to get the most cholesterol sent there. Your body's a genius. Okay, and then what happens is when you have acidic blood, you're always pulling calcium from the bones closest to that area to make sure that you're buffering down the area. Now, if you've got a slight blockage in the artery, let's say there was a river, and the river's going along, and then it goes and it thins out a little bit. Where's the garbage going to collect? It's going to collect wherever you have that slight blockage. So if you get your blood platelets sticking together, they're going to stick on that area. So the smaller the area, the more blockage you're going to get. So I would be doing a perfect day consultation, getting on a whole plant-based diet, and I would definitely be looking at doing the advanced water fast that's going to be happening starting next Thursday. That's what I'd be doing, hands down. And I tell you right now, I would go back and watch the preparation fasting video on how to do it, and I'd be going into my library, and it's called the 6-Day Advanced Water Fasting Challenge Guide, and I'd watch that 2-hour video. And then I'd nail this thing, and guess what? Okay. If you got on things like curcumin cayenne 5000, if you got on fiber clear systemic enzymes, if you got the cork out of your butt and you were doing 3 good bowel movements a day, you got on structured water and you were doing at least 3 to 4 quarts of water a day, and you're doing a fresh and raw diet, within a few weeks to probably 3 months, that is cleaned up. Listen, if you have the ability to create something, you have the ability to create something else. And if you think that we only have the ability to create disease in our body, shame on you. Because disease is created because you're out of alignment. Not enough love, not enough care for yourself. That's the deal. You went and gave somebody else the responsibility, whether it's me or anyone else. You do not make other people responsible for your body. Do you do that for your finances too? Good luck. I've heard a lot of people got ripped off that way. And the reality is this. You're with yourself 24 hours a day. Nobody gets well in treatments. They buffer down their problem. You get well when you get trained. You get well when you unleash the authentic genius within inside of you called the inner practitioner. Okay? All right, Anne. What should you do for arterial fibrillation? Okay, all right. Irregular heartbeat. Well, you're gasping for oxygen. You don't have enough alkaline minerals or trace minerals. So there's many different reasons. And guess what? Did you ever notice that people have arterial fibrillation when they get what? Anxiety, when they get stressed out, when they get too tired, when they drink too much alcohol, when they do too much drugs. Even prescription drugs can cause that, right? When you eat too many inflammatory foods. Exactly what I just said. Do you believe that you could get arterial fibrillation if for a long time you didn't drink enough water? And if it wasn't like something like structured water? Yeah. If you didn't eat enough whole plant-based food? If you didn't get the cork out of your butt and had good bowel movements? So there's a lot of other things, but the reality is I don't want to keep talking about products because then I have people coming on going, yeah, do you see what he does? He says he wants to help us, but then he always wants to sell products. Well, the reality is today you're going to have to take some products because Mother Nature has been raped and pillaged. Do you understand? Like it hasn't happened. I mean, isn't it something we should all celebrate? Bill Gates now owns more farmland than anyone else in North America. And guess what? He's Mr. GMO, and it's off to work we go. All right? Okay, so quivering, or definition of a fibrillation, quivering or irregular heartbeat. Well, guess what? You're gasping for oxygen, like I said. You're not getting the right nutrients, okay? And quivering, when's the last time that you got really anxiety or stressed out or traumatized? You were quivering, weren't you? Okay, well, guess what? Do it enough. Do it enough, and your body will do it without you. Your body will, some people will they'll have seizures like clockwork, okay? I had a family here, and I proved that the little boy would actually have a seizure because it was the way that he could get love, okay? So now they went home, and I was doing a training for this family on Skype. The little boy comes in, okay, and he throws up a little bit. The father goes, oh my God, he's having a seizure. And I go, and everybody starts getting really crazy. And I go, calm down, calm down. Everybody calm down. So I asked the little boy to take a look at me on Skype. And he looked at me and I said, connect to your breath. Breathe, breathe. And then I said, okay, what did mommy give you? Anyways, I won't go into it, but what mommy gave him, he couldn't digest, and he threw it back up. And so would a lot of children. But the reality is, whether you want to believe this or not, if you've had a sickness for more than 9 months, it becomes a program. And if you're not conscious enough that your arthritis, your heart disease, your migraines, your asthma, your allergies, or your autoimmune diseases are now part of you, and they are a huge part of you. Remember something. Your prominent thoughts are your main programs, and you run them more than anything else. And guess what? They call it the subconscious because you're subconsciously running every prominent program. Your subconscious is 90% of you. 90% of your brain. 90% of your brain. So guess what? We know that people are only conscious 2 to 5% of the day because they've never been trained how to stay in the present moment and own it. That's right. What are they trying to do to us today? They're trying to make us so fearful that you're never in the present moment. You're not even playing with your children anymore. You're not making love to your wife or your husband like you should. You're not making love to yourself like you should because you're everywhere else being everyone else because you're believing their bullshit story. Carla, doctor, please tell me what you think about stress causing central serous. Oh, wow, guys. Okay, I don't know this one. So you know what? If I don't know an illness or a drug, this is where people like to go, you don't know your stuff. Well, guess what? I'm a natural health guy. So I don't think I can keep up with every new symptom and disease for every new chemical and every new drug that comes out. So let's get that on the table right now. So here we go. Central serous chorioretinopathy. Wow, that's cool. But thank God that Tara put the definition here. A condition which fluid accumulates under the retina. Oh, for God's sakes. Wherever fluid is going to collect, it's because there's inflammation. Where there's inflammation and toxins, the body brings water there or fluid there to dilute the poisons so that there's not as much tissue damage. How am I doing? And just like that river, if there's a block, which there is, where there's damage, where there's tissue damage, there's no circulation. Wherever there's tissue damage, there's no circulation. Wherever there's tissue damage, there's mitochondrial damage, which means you're not making ATP, which you're not making energy, so the cell is dying. So when the cell dies, there's not communication, there's not circulation, so there's a physical block. Where there's a physical block, that's like the dam that's holding back the water. So then we're going to get water held back there, and it's going to puff up. But the water is also being held there to try to dilute the problem until you can get rid of the physical block and heal that tissue, causing a fluid-filled detachment and vision loss. My 36-year-old just got diagnosed with it yesterday. Yeah, isn't it kind of funny, guys? And I want to say this right now. The day the medical system starts giving their drugs names that people can pronounce and start giving conditions names, like what should this be? This is what? The definition? Fluid accumulates so. Okay, so retina, under the retina. So what we'll say is, let me see, how should we call this one? Fluid-filled retina. So, Dr. Wolfe, what causes fluid-filled retina? Well, if something's been poisoned, we need to add water to it to dilute the poison, to dilute the inflammation. But also if there's cells there, they can cause a block that causes the water and the water retention to build up behind the block. No, let's give it a name that I can't say, that you can't say. Well, maybe you can. Maybe it's just me. And then make me feel like I'm a dummy. Well, thank you very much. Isn't that what's always been going on? Why would we use Greek names if we truly wanted to empower our fellow humans? Oh boy, oh boy. So this is in the retina. Well, first of all, I would be asking questions like this. Do you work on a computer? How long are you on the phone? Okay. How much TV do you watch? Okay. This is all important because blue light poisoning is what's destroying people today. Okay. I would also want to ask if there's been any injuries around the occiput or in the spinal column. I'd want to know what the diet's like. So 36-year-old. I would say that's where we got to start. Okay. Sandra, Dr. Wolfe, I take epilepsy medicine, low dose. Is there a natural alternative? Yeah. It's called aligning with your body. Okay. And we don't know why you might have the epileptic seizure because there's many different reasons. It can be things that can be a smell. Okay. It could be a certain traumatic situation being repeated. But usually it's because you're acidic. Okay. Acidity in the body. But what causes that acidity? Okay, is it constipation? Is it dehydration? Is it you just sugared out? You had too much flour products. You did dairy. So you know what? The only way in this lifetime that you're going to have the life that you want is to become a detective. So let me tell you something. I want you to understand this because it's the only way I could get freedom. And this is this. I truly do love everyone. Do I like everyone? No. When you hate someone, that hate goes into you. It can destroy you. It really can. But here's the deal, okay? When I talk to people or people talk to me and I'm in a conversation, I understand that it's their thoughts and programs that make them think the way they think and talk the way they talk and believe the way they believe. So, people are not bad, but their beliefs can be really bad for them. So when someone's talking to me, I understand that there's a program being played. Now, I have to take that into consideration and try to go in to that person's heart. Try to awaken their spirit. Not negotiate with a subconscious that's been programmed by the government, by schools, by some religions, from toxic beliefs out there. Let me tell you, would you say that people feel empowered today? Would you say people are disempowered? Well, if you've got disempowered beliefs, me trying to tell you that your beliefs are disempowered is very difficult. It's like me trying to tell someone that the mask is making them sick. There's no way they're taking that mask off. You cannot wake someone up until they're ready. And the reality is most of the population is not going to wake up. The reality is that you are going to have family members. Yeah, most people don't know of anybody that's died of COVID. They've died of having a cold or flu, but they already are very old and they've got 1 or 2 autoimmune diseases already. And that's it. So I'm not arguing with you, not debating it. We already know that's true. We know that the rate of deaths has not gone up since last year or the year before, so we know that's true. We know that most hospitals are empty, so we know that's true. But you cannot tell a person that is fearful that they're going to die to take their mask off. The only way that most of the population is going to learn from this is when people in the family are getting negative effects and even not even around anymore because they got the vaccination, and that people are getting rashes on their face, and that people are getting sick, and they're getting, and you got to understand that, you know what, I don't care what people think anymore because people don't think. And 10 times more people are going to die from a broken heart than this make-believe pandemic. Because the pandemic is actually a spiritual war. And that's all I'm going to say. Christine, my neck on the left side at the back is painful and makes me feel ill. Any suggestions? Yeah, you need to see a non-surgical, one of our non-surgical therapists. And I will tell you that, how's this? Is this good enough? That minimum in the first treatment, 60%, and probably maybe up to about 95%, the first treatment will get rid of that. And then if you start learning how to do clapping, use DMSO gel and use like Pain Away Essential Oil Muscle Restore, it's going to leave. And what you've got is you've got a scar tissue block, calcification scar tissue block that's pushing on the nerve. And if you understood this, think about this, Christine, and then call me on it. Every time that you get tired, every time that you get stressed out, your neck hurts more. Every time that you eat sugar, or you take in dairy, or you take in too many flour products, or you get dehydrated, your neck hurts more. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to tell you something right now. Here's the deal. Well, once you've gone to everybody else, then come to us, and then we'll do one treatment on you, whether it's a neck problem, knee problem, whether you think you got to go for hip surgery, or, oh my God, it's bone on bone, which most of the time it's not bone on bone. It's because the tissue is calcified, and we can get that calcium out of there, and the tissue can actually grow back and heal. Oh yeah, it can. You got to love yourself well. Understand something. Surgeons do surgery, and doctors write scripts, and they do not believe in detoxification. They do not believe in a good diet, okay? So understand that. And everything has its place. I'm not trying to down them. There's times when drugs are needed. There's times when surgery is needed. I got it. But the reality is if you're going to go to a program that deals in emergency care and use that as your health care, then you are the emergency. Eric, hi doc. My girlfriend has a stone or stones on the outer tissues of her kidney. Outer tissue, well, that's good. What can she do? Okay, you can call me. Again, you have to understand, if there's stones there, they're calcium stones. If that's true, the stones are usually caused because the adrenals sit on top of the kidneys, and you've got a very fearful girlfriend there, my friend, and she's firing off the adrenals all the time and stressing out, and that adrenaline's very acidic, so calcium's being pulled from her spine and her hips to try to buffer down the kidney adrenal area so that inflammation doesn't cause mutation. So the reality is I'm not telling you to do anything. It's your body, but again, it's all about getting the displaced calcium back into the bones. Go to my library and go in my library and look at the ion calcium therapy guide, and go in there and then watch the videos, take a look at the testimonials, and then tell me what I don't know what I'm talking about, because ion calcium therapy will pull the calcium back into the bones where it came from. And then the other thing is get her to drink more water, try to get her to do structure, try to get her on a whole plant-based diet, and get the cork out of her bum and get those bowels moving. But the reality is my friend, you need to be the Braveheart hero for her and tell her everything's going to be okay. And then you need to be able to listen to her without shutting her down and allow her to speak, and then help her with her fears and show them that even fearful illusions, your brain doesn't know the difference. So if every time that you are thinking of something, whether it happened 20 years ago or it hasn't happened yet, your body doesn't know the difference. So she's firing her adrenals. And that's why we have so many thyroid problems, adrenal problems. Oh, I take adrenal support. Yeah, well, that's not going to help you. What you need to do is learn how to master your mind and stop terrorizing yourself and stop going on the news, stop listening to people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. And what you need to do is start connecting to your lion heart breathing and get yourself a love band, life band, Braveheart 3, 2, 1. I got this. When you count backwards, you keep your mind in the conscious mind. Go to my library and take a look at the 12 Braveheart loving steps, but look at the 4 of them: the lion heart breathing. Look at the Braveheart Love Band. Look at the couple's connection where you come together and you're silent and you just look in each other's eyes. And if you're not a couple, look into a mirror and do the Braveheart Oath. Oh my God. What do you think the world would be like if everyone just loved themselves and stopped demanding love from everyone else? What do you think the world would be like if we didn't use love as a ransom to try to get our families to do what we wanted them to do? What do you think the world would be like if we didn't call people selfish when they're trying to take care of themselves? What do you think the world would be like? Georgetta, I developed Dupuytren's syndrome. Okay, this it's a condition, guys, that affects the tissue that lies under the skin of the palm. And oh my God, give me a break. This one's one of the easiest things to look after. So again, a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist, one treatment, you're going to blow your mind and go, wow, I can't believe this. Okay. And this is where you actually get knots of tissue underneath your skin. Okay. So they can be in the palm, or it can be even running up into the hand. And we see this all the time. So the reality is we're going to go in there with Wolfe Non-Surgical. It's a technique using your elbow, pulling the fibers apart. Okay. Let me tell you, if you don't believe me, go online and you'll see me actually pulling fibroid tumors apart live. Understand something, it's a scar tissue issue. Or if it's a hard mutating cancer tumor, I won't go in there, but I'll go, it usually has 1 to 2 inch legs on it, and I'll go in and take the legs apart, which are the feeders for the tumor. So now, why are you saying that, Dr. Wolfe? Because it starts off as a knot, and then it gets real knotty. Because understand something, you don't get cancer until you bring down the oxygen supply to cells by 33 to 35% for a few days. And then guess what? The cell says, I don't want to die. So it becomes cancerous. So it's all about blocks. It's all about circulation. It's all about getting rid of the scar tissue issue. Okay. So what we're going to do is we'd go in and do Wolfe Non-Surgical, but you can also, again, get a clapper. And if you want, and you actually call me, I'll go on and you'll come on and we'll do a live together, and we'll work together live. Okay. You'll come on video. I'll come on video. Hey, anybody out there? If you want to come on my show, I'll do a doc demo on you, whether it's arthritis, doesn't matter what condition, diabetes, I don't really care what condition it is. We'll take a look. You give me a call, extension 5, okay? Or you can put underneath here that you want us to get in touch with you. And we'll do a doc demo, and I'll go through everything. It might take me 20 minutes, might take me 40 minutes. But guess what? When I show you how to look after a condition about your body, we just showed thousands of other people with the same condition. The day that we come together and we show that we are not different, we are the same, and that we can empower each other and come together as a community. Why do you think they want us apart? My God, please. All right. So we'll do the Wolfe Non-Surgical. We'll do the clapping. We'll use DMSO gel. We'll use the Muscle Restore and Pain Away essential oils. And we'll get rid of that. And I just said we'll get rid of it. Okay? So the same person that comes on my doc demo can come on. I'll give a time limit that if they do this, this, and this, we'll see how well they come along. So understand, I will put myself on the burner here. I'm not just going to pretend. I'm not just going to say it. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up with this because you are amazing and your body will heal. Susan, there is no intelligence in the health system. We have an innate divine immune system, so why are we ignoring it or disregarding it? Thank you, Susan. God bless you. Bianca, what do you recommend to take for anxiety? Anxiety is a program that you've run long enough and strong enough. And now it's your main program, just like how happiness and joy and being a goofball is my main program. It doesn't seem like it on here, but if I was actually my true self, okay? Drake, do I goof around?
All the time.
Do I goof around more than anybody that works here?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. But if I did that on the show, you'd say he's a goof. I'm not going to come to him. He's not going to take my stuff serious. But the reality is that if you come to me, I'll take it serious, but not too serious, because you've taken it way so serious because nobody's ever given you any answers. And once you learn and you get the right answers, you'll lighten up. You won't tighten up, and you'll heal. Okay. So, Bianca, what do you recommend for anxiety? Bianca, I would recommend that you start doing the Lionheart breathing, that you get yourself some Braveheart love bands. Guys, you know what? These things are so cheap. You know, you can get like 20 of them for $10. Okay, it says Braveheart, 3, 2, 1, I got this. This is a love band, life band. Okay, if you can't afford that, get yourself a hairband. Okay, get yourself a rubber band. But just do it. Nobody's going to ask you what's on your wrist. Nobody ever asks you, because everybody's got their head up their butt. They're not even here. I have had nobody ever come to me and say, what's that on your wrist? Because people wear bands. So the reality is this is as snug as a hug. Because why? Because I love Darrell and I'm proud of it. Yes, I love me completely. I let me off the hook completely. I do not consider myself a sinner. Thank you. Sinner means missing the mark. I do not consider myself a failure because I know that I might have to do something 10,000 times to get it right. I am not a failure. Okay. All right. I just lost like $9,000 last week because I made the wrong decision. Not because I was investing in anyone, because I trusted someone that was in the health business that took me. So the reality is I let myself off the hook. I let that person off the hook. I don't hate them. I'm not going to hang around with them. But the reality is this, they're not going to have my business anymore. I have to move on that quick. So 3, 2, 1, I got this. So do you want to put yourself in judgment jail? Do you want to consider yourself and put yourself on the meat hook? Because when you're on the meat hook, you're in pain. When you're on the meat hook, you're not yourself. You don't lighten up. Now, do you think it would be great every time I make a mistake or I lose money that I go and I punish myself? Then I won't be here trying to do and be present for you in my power. So the reality is this. A lot of people have the belief that guess what? If I do this, I punish myself for an hour. If I do that, I punish myself for a week. If I do this, I punish myself for life. Nobody's allowed to punish me. Okay? Nobody is allowed to punish me. And the God that people think is going to punish you, for me, does not exist. Okay? Does not exist. Now, because that God doesn't exist, and because the God that I believe is beyond love. Beyond love. Because love is something that is just an ingredient down here, and nobody knows how to mix it properly. Right? But listen, you know what people actually believe? That if you actually totally love and care for yourself, you're a dangerous person. Do you see what's wrong with us? So guess what? And because I let myself off the hook for things, like if I hurt someone, I'm going to say sorry. But if I don't hurt people, I'm not going to say sorry. I'm not going to apologize for being me. I have one rule: do no harm. You know how big the universe is? Please. You know, we think we know what's going on. Why don't you just connect to your breath and find out what's going on? Get your power. And take a look at the beliefs that are making you feel that you're unworthy, you have no value, or that you need to be punished for life. I need you to be here. I need you to be in love with yourself completely. I need you to take care of yourself completely. You'll put me out of a job. Thank you very much. I'll find something else to do. That's what happens, right? We don't actually need to keep people sick. That is the sick part of us. Now understand, these are all my personal views. And if they don't match yours, I understand. Then you should find someone that matches your views. But understand, at the end of the day here, just because I tested beliefs out there, it doesn't mean that you have the right to attack me. Just because I don't match yours, because I don't hurt anyone. I don't harm people. Oh my God, that Dr. Wolfe, I'm fed up with him. He wants me to totally love myself and care for myself. Who does he think he is? Oh, really? So I should be like your politicians? I should be like the medical doctors? Not all of them, but a lot of the medical doctors out there? Is that what I should be like? Let me tell you something. If you want different, then you better search for different. Esther, hi. How are we going to Mexico if they are starting restrictions before returning to the United States? That's not, there's no restrictions. You can fly to Mexico. The reality is you got to go for a little pinprick, and they're going to do antibody test, and that's it. That's the most you're going to have to do. They can't do more than that. You know what? Don't let your mind run away with you, Esther. They didn't say that I can't fly unless I get vaccinated, which that will come, because you got to remember something. The elite own the airlines. The elite own Walmart. The elite own Costco. The elite own the media. The elite own your government. So understand, there will come a time that they say, I cannot fly unless I'm vaccinated. That will, but it won't last forever, because they just want to bring the population down. And now they're saying that, guess what? This vaccination's not going to last. You need a second one right away. And then you need one every year because the virus is mutating. So do you understand something? Do you get this? And guess what? Even if you do get the vaccination, you need to wear a mask, and you only need to wear a mask so that you can't kiss me. You can't hug me. So I can't see your face. I can't tell if you're sad. I can't tell if you're smiling. I can't tell if you need my help. That's why. Because no one gives a shit about you in power right now. And I don't mean to be like that. I know that was kind of nasty, but the reality is you need to love you. You need to care for you. Because everybody that works in a government job, which the medical system is a government job, their job is being threatened. Anyone in the government, their job is being threatened. Police, they'll get their job threatened. Military, they'll get their job threatened. Everybody's getting threatened by these guys. So who can you trust? You can't trust your brothers and sisters right now, because they know that I've got to get food on the table. I got to pay my rent. All right? I don't want to go to jail. God knows what they could do to me. And what if this is true? And then somebody gets hurt or somebody dies because of the COVID. So I get it. It's really screwed up. But don't you get screwed up. What kind of life do you want? What do you want today? I want peace and joy. And I want to see smiling faces. I want to empower everyone that I come in touch with. I want to leave smiles wherever I go. So I will limit my traveling, and I will do what that is so that I have a beautiful day. I am not buying into any of this. Thank you very much. So, how am I going to Mexico? That's how I'm going to Mexico. I am not going to stop going anywhere. Thank you very much. Will I have to wear a mask to get on the plane? Yes, I will. But the reality is, guess what? I can suck it up, get on the plane, humble yourself down a little bit, Darrell, and get to Mexico, get this course settled. I'm leaving next week. I'm going to get everything together. You're going to see tons of videos coming from me. and you're going to see that we are creating a masterpiece training that will change your life forever. And you know, the thing is guess what? You've been taught not to spend any money on your body unless your body is in trouble. Why is it that you only learn through pain? Why can't you just ask yourself what it is that'll make you happy? Where's your love? Where's your passion? Go get it, sweetheart. Philip, is there anyone in Montreal that can help with lower back pain and degenerative disc, please? I have a hernia around L1, S2, and S1, L2. It seems, and this has been bad for 24 years now. In 2010, I started changing my whole life, what I ate, my posture, the way I sit, sleep, think, everything. And in 2013, a tumor on my right lung plunged me into a 5-year hell after it was removed. I was okay and doing good. I suddenly had no more energy and could barely move around. I slept 22 hours a day, ate almost nothing. I am back up about 80% of my goal now, but it is time to work on other problems. I am poor, so it is a problem for some things, but I was getting shots in the lower back every 3 months. Yeah, well, those shots are actually causing more scar tissue. And the reality is anybody that has cancer has 30 to 40 physical scar tissue calcification blocks throughout their body. And they all need to be taken apart. And understand it doesn't take that long and it's not that much money. The money that we waste, oh my gosh, come on. We charge $150 an hour, okay? And in a situation like this gentleman might need like 20 hours of treatment to prove to him that we can get rid of the physical blocks in his body. That's the reality. You know, people will say, oh, I don't have the money, don't have the time. Well, they certainly find it. Let me tell you something. I'll talk to somebody and then 6 months, a year later, they got the money, they got the time because now their life is on the line. You know, it's because, you know, the amount you love yourself is what you're going to do for yourself. You know, everybody, you're only limited by your beliefs. And I'm telling you, that's the God's truth. Yeah, but I don't have the money. Yeah, well, you could find it. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't overcharge for anything. And the reality is I don't care if I'm $1 million in debt. I want to be healthy. And guess what? If I die with $1 million in debt, but I had a beautiful life, who cares? I mean, gosh, I don't know. People just, I don't get it. You know, the whole healthcare system is broken. It's toxic. So there's a clue out there, everybody, that you need to take massive personal action in your life. And understand, even in the natural health industry, therapies are watered down, okay? And it really is going to come, it's all going to come out someday. And like I said to my staff this morning, you know, once we get enough master trainers here, I'm just going to travel the world. I'm just going to tell people, you know, what I believe. And hopefully we can wake people up. You know what? The adventure is believing we can create a better world. And the adventure is actually believing for the first time in our life that we might have true freedom. Because understand something, you've never been free. I can be free in my mind, but the whole government thing, the whole medical thing, health thing, come on, that's not health. And the medical thing, I mean, and the government thing, are you kidding me? Only a year ago, there wasn't enough money to help the poor, to help to get fresh water, fresh air. And now we've got enough money because I don't know where they find it, under someone's bed. We can keep everybody on the couch eating Doritos and watching the news about how the world's ending. Isn't that something? Everybody gets a COVID check now, but we can't give people the health care they need. We can't help single mothers. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't clean up the streets. No, we can't do that. Oh, we can't figure out how to get the poisons out of the water, the air, the food. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay, so there's some kind of species that's slimed from hell that's been controlling us since the beginning of time. The reality is this: until mankind, womankind, humankind wants to love themselves and say no more, this is going to continue. As long as you run a hate program or a low self-value program that you believe you don't have the power to change your life is never going to change. And you can call me a drama queen, but the reality is I'm not on here for the people that want to call me down. I'm on here for the people that want to wake up, which is 1 out of 10,000. Thank you very much. The rest aren't going to wake up. You ever try to wake up a sleeping bear? You get your head knocked off. Okay. let me see here. But I was getting shots in the lower back every 3 months for the last 8 years. What do you think that did? That was to numb him out because he was in pain. And you know what? I'll tell you something. I'm not going to do this for everyone. If you can fly here, I will treat you for free, and we will come online, and then you can tell people if I know what I'm talking about. Did you hear that? Okay, so this gentleman is, who is he? Man, this is long. Philip from Montreal. Philip from Montreal, it might cost you about, if you look around, maybe around $450 to $500 for the flight. I have a condo. We'll put you up. You can stay here for, let's say, 10 days. We'll work on you. And then you can tell people after each treatment if I know what I'm talking about, and with the diet that you go on when you come here. And we'll let people know that, guess what? They don't have to live like this. How's that, Philip? Okay? I'm willing to do my part. Are you willing to do yours, Philip? What I ate, my posture, somewhere on my right. Okay, let me just, but it is time to work on the other problems. Of course. Now, do you think maybe Philip has a problem with his mind, that it's a landmine? I think so. I think that he has so many problems, he doesn't know which one to go for. But the reality is don't look at every problem as a disease, as a condition. They're all just a symptom of improper care and not being aligned, Philip. Okay? So it is a problem for some things, but I was getting shots in the lower back every 3 months for the last 8 years. But they stopped March 2020, but I feel actually better now, but I don't do much because Philip is becoming a scar tissue man. So you remember Grandpa? He's looking like this and he's walking, right? Grandpa, are you okay? You look like you're in pain. Nope, don't feel a thing. Because the scar tissue and the calcium has wrapped itself around all the nerves. Ask Philip if he's stiff in the morning. I have found that what we eat has a big influence on the pain we feel. Yeah, but guess what? Even a bigger influence is what we think, Philip. And with all the poisons that are in about everything now. Yeah, but Philip, let me tell you something. Philip, even if you ate commercial vegetables and fruit, okay, and then the thicker skin fruit, you'd be a lot better off than eating everything else. And the reality is, if you knew that you could spray with structured water or soak commercial fruit and vegetables in structured water and it neutralizes the chemicals. 10 minutes, that's what I've got left. What? Oh, okay, all right. I got an interview I have to do. All right, and we didn't get very far today, did we? I'll try to do another show here. I'll squeeze it in sometime, I don't know when. It'll just come up on Facebook because now I just threw in this Mexico trip an hour ago, didn't I? So now I squeeze that in. And while I'm in Mexico, I'm going to be doing 3 shows on the advanced water fasting because I'm going to fly to Mexico on the weekend, get settled, and then the last 3 days of the advanced water fast, I'll be doing it live from Mexico. We have to detox these things because they hurt us, and in more ways than one. I have a hospital bed so I can position myself up correctly so I can sleep more than 3 hours in a row. Have chronic lower back pain. Yeah, but that's where he was getting all his shots. And every time you get a shot in there, you create inflammation, which causes scar tissue formation. And the shots were to try to numb out the nerves and to numb out the muscles. So now they're pretty well in coma. Debilitating pain, even with morphine. See, it doesn't matter. You cannot tell the body to shut up without it going and playing mutiny on you. Okay? So this is the deal. I'm not telling him what to do. He can work with his doctor. But the reality is, he's a druggie. The reality is, okay, if I was in a relationship and I said to my girlfriend, my wife, every time she wanted to talk to me, shut up, and she's upset with me. No, you just shut up. Just shut up. That's your body, Philip. You've been telling your body to shut up for all these times, and I'm not blaming you, Philip. I'm not blaming you. But the reality is this. Now you're addicted to the drugs. And understand something. When you take these drugs and you feel no pain, a drug does not heal you. A drug cuts off the gut-brain connection so that even though the inflammation, the infection is still there, and the pain is still there, your brain does not recognize it. So you're getting more damaged. And this is where we are, Philip. It's not your fault. But Philip, the longer this goes, the deeper the hole. So if you've got a 20-foot hole, you need a 20-foot ladder to get out. So you need support. But are you willing, Philip, to go do the Braveheart 12 loving steps in my library? Really, with all your heart. And start changing the way you think, the way you drink, the way you eat, the way you treat yourself, the way you treat others, the way you treat your life. If you want different, you got to find different. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is. Shelley, I have lost, this is the last one, is 19, and I think there was 47. So I have 27 left, right? So I will come on, and it'll be random. We'll figure it out. I'll do a quick Facebook, and then I'll just come on and do them. Yeah. One day, today's Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see. I have so many consultations this week too, so we'll just see. We'll see. Shelley, I have lost 3 inches in my height. No, you haven't, Shelley. What has happened is, oh my God. Okay, I got to say this because then I didn't read this one. I don't read any of them. Shelley lost 3 inches, and guess what she lost? The discs in between her vertebrae, all the fibers of the discs are still there. They're dehydrated. So just like when you go and you get an animal, okay, and you make beef jerky from pork or from meat, it can be 1 inch thick. And when you make beef jerky, it's only 1/16 of an inch thick, 1/8 of an inch thick. And that's the same thing. Welcome to beef jerky, Shelley. So now, Shelley, just for fun, okay, let me see here. I have lost 3 inches of my height. Could it be compressed disc? Boom. My family has 7 spinal surgeries in total. Could there be a genetic factor? Okay, first of all, anybody want to come on here? Next time I come on, want to challenge me? It's not genetics, it's epigenetics. Guess what? Would you say that most families are raised with the same diet? Would you say that most families are raised with the same beliefs? And understand something. Your personality creates your reality. Did you know that the invisible creates the visible? Did you know that? Okay, well, wait a minute here. When you came here, you were just light and you were frequency. That's all you were. It's called a spirit. It went in and then it went in, was infused into a physical body. But your spirit also is your field. And we know it scientifically. It can go out at least 5 feet around you and people can feel it. You can feel it if you walk into somebody's aura, into their field. So let's make this perfectly clear. If I were to go in and do an hour and a half on her spine, okay, the first treatment will give her 1.5 inches minimum to 2 inches back in her height. It's not genetic. So if that was genetic, it wouldn't be like that. Okay, so let's get rid of that. All right, it's just not. It's not genetics. But there's so many other things, Shelley. You know, the bottom line is here, where are you going to get a consult that gives you lifetime support, sends you the hour audio, and actually has passion and heart from us? And we're going to charge you $100 up until next Thursday. After that, it's $150. Okay, this is it. So make sure that when I come back on, get rid of the 19. We'll just have the 20 to 47. And maybe I'll just not talk so much. Okay, maybe I'll take a Valium. That would be a good idea. Okay, anyways. Let me go to the end here and see what we've got to say, if we've got anything that I need to say. Okay, so you can find us on Telegram and BitChute. Don't forget, you got to download Telegram on your phone. That's where I say all the things that I can't say here, or on Facebook, Instagram, or other places. All the links on products and trainings will be when the show's over. So if you don't want to see those, you know what to do. Please share the link. Please like us if you like us. And please share us if you think that it would help. If it's going to help a family member or someone. Understand something. You can get this or not get this. But I promise you, if you went into my library and you spent a few hours there, I'll give you more self-powering information than you've ever gotten before, even if we never talk and you never spend a penny. Understand this. You getting healed is what's going to heal me, what's going to heal our planet. Understand something. The planet has always been here, it will always be here, but we may not if we don't learn to love and care for ourselves. Okay? So don't forget, everyone. Okay? Every Tuesday I do live Q&As unless I'm traveling. And like I said, like us, share us if you think we're worth it. And all our shows are time-stamped by my dear friend Drake over here. And it'll be on YouTube, this show tomorrow. And if there was a certain question I answered, you can go right to it so you don't have to listen to me go on and on and on. Okay? Don't forget, everyone, that if you like these shows and you travel like in a car, plane, or you're caught in your on a subway, that you can download these to your phone, okay? And you can go to iTunes, Spotify, or SoundCloud. I want to say God bless everyone. 3, 2, 1, take your power back. Buy some love bands. If you don't have that, get a hair band. You know what? That's the old me. This is the new me. I got this. I love and approve of myself. No way. I'm not doing that. Start saying yes to you and no to them. Be blessed. Take care. And be the light that you seek. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.